What's up everyone, V here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Marvel Legends Moon Knight. This is just a run-of-the-mill, average, normal, classic looking Moon Knight as he appears in many of the comics. I want to say this is classic comic Moon Knight, but this is also just kind of how he looks like in a lot of modern ones too. It's just Moon Knight. It's just pretty much just bare bones classic Moon Knight. No dramatic design, just classic white Moon Knight. It's him. Look at him. Look at him in all his glory. It's Moon Knight. You know that guy who, the Fist of Khonshu. Yeah, I love Moon Knight. If it isn't overtly obvious that my account name and Instagram name and most of my account names and everything is named after Moon Knight, can you tell I like Moon Knight? Yeah. I just really lay of him. I lay of him. I don't know what that is. I love him. He's great. Who doesn't love Moon Knight? I will say though, it wasn't really until the show that I got to know him. I know I'm not like diehard love him in the comics guy, but like I saw this figure in the Homecoming wave, and I was like, he looks cool as hell. Who is that guy? It's Moon Knight. How much is that figure? Slightly overpriced? Guess I'm waiting. And then I heard that he is being made into a show, and I was like, okay, hyped as hell for that. Oscar Isaac, hyped as hell for that. And then, there's that weird era of Moon Knight memes where they just took Moon Knight comic panels from, like, classic Moon Knight comics and just gave him weird texts about him trying to... Was it him owing Dracula money, or Dracula owed him money? I don't know. It was great, and I knew them, and it just made me more fascinated with the character, and I love the show so much, obviously. And I even have read a bit of some Moon Knight comics. It's the only one I have, but it's a thick one. And when I mean bit, I mean I've gotten like halfway through, and I'm enjoying it. So yeah, I love Moon Knight. Also, he looks cool as hell, and that's like, if you want me to like a character, have them have a cool as hell design. Like, look at this. This is awesome. And this figure is kind of awesome. This is the carded collection one that just came out. It was released along with another Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, except it had the blue on the back. I probably won't buy that. If I do, I might buy just because this one has a lot of paint scratches on it. But yeah, also fun fact, the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man is like $26, while the Moon Knight was $24. So Moon Knight was cheaper than Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, which was interesting. But yeah, this isn't the first time this has been released. This is a re-release of the Walgreens exclusive Moon Knight, I think from 2019. And why the hell are there Walgreens exclusive figures? You know, a pharmacy. And why did they make Moon Knight, classic Moon Knight, that? They also re-released this one recently. This is the original, but they also re-released it recently. And it makes me hopeful that we might get a new Moon Knight, because this one's good, but it's outdated, and there's a couple problems with it. But before we get into the many, many personalities of Moon Knight and his stick, I tried to get him in a cool pose. I was not going to be able to replicate that. But yeah, of course, we'll take a look at the box. Hasbro's been doing a lot of carded stuff recently, which is interesting. I don't know why. Because, like, this could have just easily been a normal release. Like, this one. This one wasn't carded. This one was just in the normal packaging. But it wasn't part of a wave. So I was like... It's interesting because they did it with Spider-Verse and the No Way Home wave, where those are also carded for some reason. It's weird that they just all of a sudden are like, let's put everything on cards. But, I mean, I'm not complaining. They are a tad bit difficult to get into and aren't the easiest to store, unless you cut the bubble off, which I haven't really done yet. But they do look cool. And although this isn't as exciting as the Spidey ones, it's still cool. We got the bubble there. The Fist of Khonshu. I really wish I had the Khonshu bath. It's just the wave. The wave was so mid. The wave was so mid. And it's way too overpriced online. Saturn was loud as hell. But, just gotta... Dang. Anyway. Got, just comic panels in the background. And you got this really cool shot of Moon Knight. I love this pic of Moon Knight. Then you got a blue, some stars, Marvel, warning. There are actual choking hazards on this figure. There are actually really small parts. For once, it's not like, oh, don't choke on his hands. There's actually really, really tiny parts that he comes with. On the back, yellow, blue, that same shot, looks gorgeous. Moon Knight. A vision in an Egyptian temple leads Mark Spector to don a shroud and become the crime-fighting hero Moon Knight. Which, hopefully, we'll get a season 2, because I love the first season. And don't let it be 6 episodes. Come on. My main complaint with the show is that it could use another episode or 2. And here is Moon Knight. Yeah, he's got issues with the accessories, but he does come with a good bit. Getting into the accessories. Let's just talk about his hands. He comes with a fist and an open hand. Here's the alternate fist, which looks really cool. This is unique to him because it has this little moon thing, a crescent moon and a crescent moon there, and some knuckle things here. And he's got these holes, which we'll get to in a second. But then he just has trigger finger hands, which are just generic hands that don't have that. So that looks bad. I only have it on him so I can demonstrate the accessories, which, getting into, you saw him holding this stick. And here it is. It's like a nice metallic-y white, same as these armor bits here. And it's just got some nice sculpting. Nothing too complex, but these hands are not made to hold it because it's really loose in it. You can if you fudge it in between the thumb, it works, but he doesn't hold. Oh, that hold up. Didn't even mean it, but that looks cool as hell. Come on. That looks so cool. But yeah, he doesn't hold it the best. And he holds his next accessory even worse. Now, I believe all of these accessories... Dang, train too? What the hell's going on out there? I do believe all of these accessories are the same as this one. So, yeah. I didn't get his accessories because I got him loose. But yeah, here is a Moonerang. He comes with 2 of them. I believe they're called Moonerangs. Either that or I pulled that out of nowhere or a meme. And they're nice. They're cool. They're really thin as opposed to the movie ones. This one's got a number 2 on it. And they're kind of metallic-y like the armor bits. You can slide it into his hand and it just falls right out. He does not Oh. I was able to get in his hand earlier. Oh my god, the train, calm down. You can kind of finesse it, but he does not hold him well. He really just wants to be random bullshit, go. Except it goes 2 inches. Yeah, he don't hold these too well. And he comes with... This isn't a toenail or a fingernail. This is a slightly smaller Moonerang. Because if you saw the box and look at his fist, notice how he has the blades, the Moonerangs there. You can do that on this figure, in theory. It is incredibly difficult to get these into these holes, because these holes, you put it in, I can get 1 or 2, but it is so difficult to get all 3 in without knocking one out, because they're also paper thin. So you try to get them in there, and they start to bend. So yeah, in theory, you can get them in there, but they don't stay in the best, and it's really difficult. I've never gotten all 3 in, and I'm not doing it this video. So just to let you know that's a thing you can do. But I'm gonna be real with you, it's really difficult. And he comes with 3 of them, of course. And they're like really small. I'm gonna swap that hand out because I'm tired of looking at the misdesigned hand. Here we go. There's his like hand with the crescent moons on it. That's a really cool little detail. Like, I didn't even notice that at first, that he has the crescent moons on his hands. And also, sorry if half this video is out of focus. My phone's trash, because yeah, I use a phone. We're not the most wealthy person over here. But yeah, and finally, his last accessory, which actually is awesome, is an alternate head to have the black face as opposed to the white face. Because I believe the white face is a more modern look, where he has the full white suit, but I believe classic Moon Knight, back in his first appearance, had the black face. Although I believe his eyes were red. This one's eyes are just silver, but it does look really cool. Has the same type of bluish gray shading around it, and it looks good. And of course, I will showcase what that boy looks like. Now, be careful with this, because I had to heat this head up, I think, a little bit to get it on. And I'm gonna do it off camera because I don't want to break anything. And I saw someone post on the, post a pic. I don't remember where I saw it, but they posted this figure with the neck broken from possibly swapping the head. So I'd be a little careful. I wouldn't be like, ugh. But like, look at that, dude. That looks cool. I'm so torn on which one I like more, this or this, because this looks cool. This looks really cool. Like, that's Moon Knight, baby. But like, you can see the details of the face better on this one. I don't know. Because when I first got it, for the first couple days, I rocked it like this. But then I was like, I kind of want to give it this head. So I'm kind of in between, but they both look really good. Like, that looks really cool. I'm going to stick with this for the rest of the review, though. But yeah, just know they both look equally as good. I'm also like 100% certain that they're just the same head, but one's molded in black. So yeah, now to finally get into the figure. I feel like I've been yapping a lot, but I just love Moon Knight, and this figure's awesome. As outdated as it is, and as bad as he is at holding his accessories, the base figure itself is awesome. Like, yeah, it's outdated. Some of the joints are a little wonky. Like, what the hell's going on with these thighs? And the cape doesn't stay in the best, but he's cool. Also, if you have the cape pegged in, he cannot stand up, because if you peg the cape in, it goes below his feet. So he just leans forward. So you'd have to pull it out for it to be that, because, fun fact, they have the same cape. It's the exact same cape. Like, I keep second guessing myself, but then I'm like, no, that's just the same cape. It just sits differently on each figure. And this is brand new, and this is old. So, yeah, and it's a slightly thinner, is it? It's thinner than the show Moon Knight's cape, but I think it might just be like normal run-the-mill cape plastic from Marvel Legends, except maybe slightly thinner, which is nice, can bend a lot better, and it does look really good. And this figure just looks really good. Like, looking at that head sculpt, one complaint I do have is that the eyes are just outlined. I wish they put more effort into making them glow blue, like on the package. In a lot of comics, his eyes are glowing, but they don't really glow a whole lot. And it does look weird they just has a black outline. I know that this would look so cool if they did, like, the black shading. Like, maybe if they release, like, extensively cel-shaded Moon Knight, it would be awesome, but they don't do an insane amount of shading on those cel-shaded figures, so I might be asking for too much here, but that'd be really awesome. But yeah, it looks really good. Oh, I just love Moon Knight's design so much. The way the hood sits. Ooh. Got the line up there with the wrinkles. No, you can take the cape off. Like, I don't know why you would, but you can. And then just got a little his. Oh, almost knocked the camera down. Got his crescent moon on his chest, and it's painted in a nice metallic-y silver. Probably the same paint as these, maybe. Not too sure. And again, it's outlined. And it has this weird gray here. I'm not 100% sure what that's about. Because, like, it looks good around, like, the eyes and everything and at the base around the hood. And, like, I think it's, like, in between some of the cracks on the cape. But, like, it's just plopped on the middle of his chest, too, which is weird. And it's nowhere else on his body, which is strange. And his body is just a normal muscular body. Looks good. You got these nice little, like, gauntlet band things, which are painted in that metallic paint. And of course he has his belt with his little crescent moons going all the way around. Looks really good. Of course it's a separate piece and you can move it up and down as you please. Same kind of silver paint. Get down to the legs, and this is the one problem I do have, is like, it kind of is too forward. It's like coming out, which is strange. Yeah, it's weird. He's got kind of wonky legs, probably because it's an older mold. Then he got the same kind of bands as his, like, wrists, painted well as well. So yeah, it's a really cool figure. I do like it. And I was a little, like, hesitant because it's like, oh, it's the old mold. That's the main reason why I never bought it to begin with, because it's like people are charging $100 for this. And it's like $100 for an out-of-date body that's just a normal muscle body. Please. But actually, I do think it's a really fun figure. It might... Nah, never mind. I was going to say it might be my favorite Moon Knight, but it's not. I do like the show one just a tad bit more. But this is a really fun figure. That's the thing about comic figures. It's like, yeah, sculpt-wise, they're probably not unique, but man, some of them are just really fun to just pose around, and that's what this guy is. But I really do hope we get a new one, preferably with a new, entirely new sculpt, because he does have, like, a line that goes up and down in the middle, at least on that comic art, and it would be cool for him to just get a new body, because, like, he definitely needs, like, that, I feel like he'd be good with the diaphragm ab crunch, because he seems like a very acrobatic character. So yeah, I love him. I love him a lot. Articulation-wise, he has a dumbbell joint at the dumbbell. No. I'm just saying dumbbell because most Marvel Legends have dumbbells now, but he has a ball hinge, which looks that far down, that far up, rotates, does a bit of bobbing, arm moves out that far, rotates, and as you can tell, he has a butterfly joint. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, rotation and hinge in and out on all of his hands. He has an ab crunch, which moves odd. It moves odd, because it feels like it should keep going, but it kind of stops and it moves weird, but then it kind of clicks. It moves that far back. It's a weird ab crunch. Waist rotation. He can kick pretty far forward. Also, completely forgot about talk about Moon Knight's cake. Kinda there. It's there enough to not let him kick too far back. Can do the splits as well. Cape gets in the way, though. And as much as it gets in the way, I will prefer fabric. Not fabric, I'll prefer plastic over fabric, because fabric never sits well at this size. And Hasbro does not make the capes well enough for that. I have a Mafex Homelander, which hopefully I'll review soon. That cape's phenomenal, because it has wires in it, and it's stitched well. Hasbro doesn't do any of that. So it'd probably sit horrifically and look trash, and just take you completely out, because you go from plastic figure to just weird cloth just sitting there. So yeah, little side rant there, done, about capes. Anyway, thigh rotation, double jointed knee, boot cut, a hinge up and down, and a rocker. I know it looks like there'd be a rotation there. There isn't, despite the fact that it legitimately looks like there is one there. So yeah, overall, pretty solid figure. Now for some comparisons. I would say average Marvel Legends scale, but we'll save all the Moon Knight comparisons for later. And for some Transformers and Star Wars Black Series action. Here is the Studio Series Voyager class Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime. That's the first time I've ever said his full legal name there. And the Black Series Commander Appo. And he pairs well with him, not so well with him, unless it's Fortnite. Then this is perfect. Fun fact, all three of these guys are in Fortnite, and I own all of their skins. So, yeah, it's a interesting fact. It's not comic, it's show Moon Knight, but still Moon Knight. And for a 7-inch scale comparison, here he is next to Jazzware's Halo 3 Master Chief. And because he gets compared to him a lot, even though they are completely different characters. The McFarlane DC Batman. And yeah, it's literally night and day. Yeah, I don't get the comparison. Besides, they don't even look the same. I don't really get the Batman comparison. They're very different characters. One has superpowers, one doesn't. One works for a god, one doesn't. Literally, designs don't even look the same. Maybe his equipment, maybe some character aspects, but it's like, they're not the same at all. And isn't there, might be misremembering, but isn't there a quote where Moon Knight says he wears all white because he wants his enemies to see him? Which is just a hard as hell line. That's hard as hell. He's like, I don't care, I want you to see me. Bring it, kids. Because that's probably something Moon Knight said. And yeah, let's get to the Moon Knight comparisons. I've kind of dragged this video on way longer than it should, but you know, I like talking, and when it's something I'm passionate about, I be yapping for a while. Here he is next to that Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, which is released alongside him, and for another classic comic character, here is Iron Man. Oh, it's really cool. I have like a classic and a modern comic collection, and having a classic Moon Knight's really cool. And for funsies, because they're both played by Oscar Isaac, here he is next to Comic 2099, whom I hope also gets a brand new figure soon, because that one is not good. It's really, 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 really outdated. And finally, here he is next to a more modern comic Moon Knight. Love this design too. And here he is next to the show Moon Knight. Custom cape, by the way. I just cut off the part that swoops out. And this is very much the design that the show was based off of, the full white look. So maybe next appearance, if they ever have him appear again, white. Moon Knight is one of the more well-received shows, and they're like, let's never acknowledge his existence again. But maybe if he appears again, he'll have this design, which would be awesome. Oh, I can't wait to see the white and black look. I'd buy another figure and do a custom of it, but I say I want to do customs, but then I get all the materials, I attempt, and then I give up. Speaking of customs, here he is next to my custom show Mr. Knight. This is the Rose figure from the carded Spider-Man Waves arms with a 3D printed Mr. Knight head, which isn't fully painted yet. But yeah, I made it look so much better. Let's just take a little look at that real quick, because I might never make a video on it. It's not focusing, but yeah, it's really cool. It's such an upgrade on that figure. And yeah, there are the boys. Look at how beautiful they are. Can't wait to see him again. It seems like the next time we see him might be in an Avengers movie, because they just don't want to announce anything related to him. But man, love me some Moon Knight. And for fun, here he is next to a custom I'm working on, which uses the Moon Knight body. You had to buy a new Moon Knight for the cape and for the custom. So yeah, I'm trying to turn an OC character I made into a figure, and this is as far as I got. So there's still a lot of work to be done, a lot of sculpting and painting, but I'm lazy, so I didn't do that. So yeah, do I recommend this figure? I know I kind of took a tangent there, but do I recommend Moon Knight the Fist of Khonshu, the Protector of the Night. What's that whole speech? He's like, Protector of the Night. Something. Man, it's been a minute since I watched Moon Knight. Although, I've watched it twice. And I love it. And I do think it would have been perfection if they gave it just one more episode. And it'd be even better if they gave it a season 2 or a movie. But yeah. And gave it the mature rating that Daredevil and Echo's gonna have, so we can actually have him go crazy as opposed to the cuts. But yeah, do I recommend this figure? Will I ever finish that sentence? I do. Is it perfect? No. The body's definitely outdated, especially in the legs. For some reason, the outdated bodies are always especially outdated in the legs. But yeah, I do love the figure. I do hope we get a new one. And one could hope, with the recent resurgence of popularity of Moon Knight, that we could get a new mold. Preferably a more unique one to line up with that design. But as it stands, this is a really cool figure. I do recommend it. Solid 7-8 out of 10. Just as a straight up figure, the only real complaint is that the cape doesn't stay tabbed in. But like, accessories wise, he doesn't hold really any of them well. Probably because of the reuse of older hands that aren't his. But it's still a really great figure. And I had a surprising amount of fun with it. Because I was like, oh, it's a body I basically already own, because I think it might be majority of the body was also used for this guy. It's like, I expected just same old, but it's actually really fun, and I love him. And it's Moon Knight. How could you not love Moon Knight? So I do recommend it. Like, subscribe, check out my previous reviews, a lot of Marvel Legends, and a lot more to come, because I like to spend money. I like to buy myself some little trinkets to bring light in this dark and cold world. And then I buy too many, and then I get too lazy to make videos, and then I sit with a closet full of figures, which I haven't reviewed yet. I got stuff from Quantumania, from Guardians I still haven't reviewed yet, but yeah, I'll eventually get around to it. So yeah, also check out my Instagram, MoonNightXO. You can talk to me there. If I ever disappear from YouTube for an odd amount of time, most likely uploaded on Instagram. And if I haven't uploaded on Instagram, I'm dead. So yeah, and unlike Moon Knight, I cannot come back. I'm also not invincible. Although, I'm gonna be real with you. If a random skeleton bird pulled up to my house and was like, yo, I'm gonna give you the most amazing drip ever conceived and make you unkillable, but you gotta do stuff for me, I'd be like, where do I sign? Because not gonna lie, you might have to deal with the guilt of killing people, but it would be awesome low-key. Mostly for the fit. I'm gonna be honest. I'm doing it for the fit and the fact that I could be unkillable. It'd just be lit. Anyway, weird dreams of wishing I was Moon Knight, minus the personality disorder thing, because I don't know. I don't know if I could deal with another me inside my head. One me is already enough. That's it. I need to end the video. I'm just rambling on now. The review has ended like 10 minutes ago. So yeah, hope you have a wonderful day. And yeah, I can't really think of anything else. Just whatever you do, don't mess with the Fist of Khonshu, because you will literally get just the shit beaten out of you. Peace.